What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JD back with another NBA 2K26 build video for you guys, and today I got you my Giannis Antetokounmpo build for NBA 2K26. It is a revamped version of the build that you guys liked so much from NBA 2K25. I got for you guys the build, the animations, the jump shot, all that good stuff to go along with it. If you guys like what you see here, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. That way you don't miss any of the builds, the face creations, or anything like that. I will leave the link to the Giannis face creation at the end of this video. Without further ado, let's head over to the builder and check out this Greek Freak build. Let's go. I invite you to join our Get Wrecked crew. It's just me and a bunch of buddies. We're playing for fun. If you're in that like mid-tier between that casual and you still like to grind rep and grind for rewards and all that fun stuff, we definitely would like you to join the crew. Like I said, just a few of us. We like to play a lot of rec, do that type of stuff. Probably pick a few people up along the way if we're looking for extra teammates. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Now let's get into this Giannis build. Alright, so here we are in the builder. In my NBA 2K25 version of my Giannis build, we made it at power forward at 7 foot. And you know what? I said in NBA 2K26, I want to make this at the center position because I do want to play the center position on it if I'm playing like random rec or something like that. It does work great at the power forward position. You could definitely make it at that as well. It also runs really well even if you do make it at center, you know, with the 7-4 stretches and stuff that are out there. So let's show you guys what we're doing with this one. Like I said, we're going center, 7 foot tall. I think you just get more attributes this way, you know, rather than going maybe 6'11 or something on this one. So 7 foot, we're going 225. We want a little bit of strength on this, but the key is we want to be fast and we want to be able to move around like Giannis on this build. So we're going slightly maybe underweight at 225. We still have a little bit of strength on this. And then we're going with a 7'6 wingspan, kind of that in-between range, but obviously we're not going with the super long arms. We're going to still get all the attributes and everything we want, as I'm going to show you here. So center, 7 foot, 225, 7'6. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start over here with the physicals like I like to do because they're tied into so many of the badges and different things like that. So we're going to go ahead and max out our speed. Like I said, this build is all about being as fast as possible at the center position, creating some of those mismatches, you know, trying to keep up with them 7'4s that are moving around. It also can hold its own a little bit. So we're going to max out the speed at 74. We're going to max out the agility at 64. We're also going to take our strength up to a 78, which is going to max that out as well. And then for the vertical, we're going to take this up to a 78 as well. We are going to need that 78 vertical when it comes over to our driving dunk and some of that stuff. So 78 on the vertical. So being 7 foot tall, I feel like these are pretty solid all around for your physicals. Now let's go ahead and we're going to go over and start with our finishing. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to explain where I'm going to put my initial cap breakers as well. At the time of recording this, it's early on, and I haven't been able to play a ton just because of so much stuff going on, IRL and some other things like that. So I've only got 2 cap breakers currently. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to put those. The first one is going to be right here on the close shot. I was going to go with an 84 close shot, which is what you need to get your Paint Prodigy on silver. But I'm actually going to bump this up by 1 and go with an 85 close shot because I'm going to use one of my cap breakers here and take this up to an 86, which you can see is going to get us that gold float game. And then if you want to mess around and bump that up and use a max plus 1 or 2 on your float game, you could put that up to Hall of Fame or even Legend if you want. So 85 close shot plus 1 cap breaker going to give us an 86 close shot. Now for the driving layup on this one, in NBA 2K25, I went with like a 90 driving layup. We were doing some crazy stuff on that build. I don't feel like we need to go quite that high in this one. We are going to go to a 76, which is going to unlock that Bam Adebayo layup style, which is really nice to use, especially for those floaters. And also down the road, I will show you once we're done with the build here, the cap breakers. You could definitely move this thing up into the 80s or even up, you know, close to 90 if you wanted to put some cap breakers on there. But 76 on the driving layup for now. The driving dunk, we are going to take this up to an 87. That is going to get us the contact dunks off of 2. It's going to get you posterizer on gold or on silver, which you could use a max plus 1 to move that to gold, or even a max plus 2 and move that to Hall of Fame. Also, I'm going to do the finishing specialization on this one, and when I get my extra 2 cap breakers, We'll determine whether we're going to use them on driving layup or the driving dunk. We could put it to 89 and have the contact dunks off of 1. We'll kind of see when we get there. It'll probably be a little while before we get those unlocked, but keep an eye out for a future video. I'll show you when we get more cap breakers and start doing more things with that. So initially 87 on the driving dunk for those contact dunks. Being a big man, I feel like if you're going to be anything above 6'10", you want to probably have at least an 81 standing dunk, if not a 90 or above. For this one, this is going to be more of your all-around type of a, big man / power forward, Giannis type of a build. We're going 81 on the standing dunk, which will get us rise up on silver. It will also give us some of those standing contact dunks and things like that, which I think are pretty pivotal if you're going to be a big man. So 81 on the standing dunk. And then we're not going to do anything on the post control right now. Again, I'll show you when we get done with the build. I'll show you where the cap breakers can go and everything like that. I'll decide whether we're going to put some on post control. You can see we'll be able to get this to a pretty reasonable amount if we wanted to throw some post on there. For the shooting, now for the 3-point shot, I know Giannis isn't a great 3-point shooter, but this is 2K, and I feel like you either have to be an inside center or you need to be a shooting center of some sort, a popper, type of a build. You can't really fall anywhere in between. So for this particular build, I'm going to go 78 on my 3-point shot, and Giannis is a pretty solid mid-range shooter. I'm going to go ahead and max this thing out at 80. Now, if you wanted to save some attribute points, you could certainly back this thing down if you wanted to take it down a little bit lower. But for me, I wanted to max out the shooting on this, just give me the best possible chance for making shots, being able to do some different things, whether it be in the mid-range or from deep. So that's what we're going to do with the mid-range and the 3-point shot. And then for the free throw, we're just going 71 on the free throw. We just threw the extra attributes on here. Again, yet to be determined, I think, so far in NBA 2K26. I play a lot of rec on this. How high you're going to need your free throw, but so far so good. I can hit, pretty consistently in the handful of games that I've played, so we're not going too crazy on the free throw rating there. So that's going to take care of our shooting. You can see some of the badges we're going to get. You still get bronze Deadeye. You see that post fade phenom is on bronze, even though we only have the 61 post control. Set shot specialist on silver, which we probably will put our max +2 on there when we get that to move that up to Hall of Fame. So we'll be very good spotting up and shooting on this build for sure. Moving over into the playmaking, definitely didn't forget about that. Giannis can put the ball on the floor and move around a little bit. For the pass accuracy, again, not going too crazy on here, and the reason being I've tried my other build out with a 76 pass accuracy, and so far, again, in the first few games that I've played with this, I can get the ball up the court just fine after getting a rebound. Again, I'm not playing Pro-Am or anything like that. If you're playing Park with this build, 76 more than enough. In the rec, I feel like it's more than enough. They get you Break Starter on silver. You still get Dimer and Versatile Visionary on silver as well. So I feel like the Versatile Visionary helps you, get those passes up court, be a little bit tighter with the throws and everything like that. So 76 pass accuracy. For the ball handle, we're going to take this thing up to a 65. And then speed with ball, we're going to take it up to a 55. And that's going to unlock us some pretty nice animations, as I will show you when we are done. You don't get any real badges or anything like that because you got to be under 6'11 or 6'10 to get a lot of them. But with the 65 ball handle and the 55 speed with ball, you're going to unlock a lot of Wembanyama and Giannis type dribble moves. Again, I will show you those after the video. For the defense on the interior side, we're going to take this thing up to an 82. When we have that 82 interior defense, it's going to get you silver post lockdown. And then when we take our block up for this one, I had to try to find some spots to save, use the cap breaker, save some attributes. So we're going 92 on the block, and then I'm actually going to throw another cap breaker on here to get it to 93, which will get us Paint Patroller on gold. And then again, if you wanted to bump that up using a max +2, you could bump that up to Legend Paint Patroller on this build if you wanted to. So for the initial build itself, it's going to be 92 block, and then we're going to put one cap breaker on here to give us a 93 block. For the perimeter defense, I feel like we gotta have a little bit of perimeter on here, especially if you're going to be facing those 7-4 centers, different things like that. It's just going to help with contests, even though we're not going to get challenger or anything like that, because you do need to be 6'11 or shorter on this one. We're going 62 on the perimeter defense. That will get you immovable enforcer on bronze, get you off ball pest on silver. So you're able to do a little bit. That, along with your 93 block, is definitely going to help get contests on the outside. It's been proven that block rating is tied into contests. It's not all just your challenger and stuff like that. You know, and having the 7'6" wingspan will definitely help as well. For the steel, again, just kind of going minimum here on the steel. We're going to put it up to a 60. That'll get us the bronze interceptor. Help you play the lanes a little bit on this build. Definitely seeing some of that. I think I showed in a couple of clips at the beginning, you know, just snagging some lanes. I feel like the on-ball steals aren't as strong, and being a big man, you don't really need to be in there like reachy anyway. So 60 steel, going to get the job done, will be more than enough. And then last but not least, moving over here to the rebounding, we're going to go ahead and move our defensive rebound up to an 80, and then we're going to take the offensive rebound up to a 94. Moving that up to a 94 is going to get us Gold Rebound Chaser and Hall of Fame Box Out Beast. Again, another option if you wanted to use a max +2, you could move that Rebound Chaser up to Legend. So you got a few different options. You know, you can use your, your Posterizer, your Float Game, your Set Shot Specialist, your Paint Patroller, your Rebound Chaser. A lot of different options that you can use to that, you know, that max +1 or that max +2 when you start getting those. Kind of shows you the build overall. Really solid all around. You know, again, really good finishing, solid shooting, pretty good playmaking for a 7-footer. Really solid interior defense and just defense in general. We got the rebounding, we got the physicals on here. If you guys are interested in the different takeovers that you can get, you get a lot of the takeovers with the lethal layup, which is really fun to use if you are using that float game. It just makes that green window absolutely huge. You get the rim guardian, the poster machine. You can just see those are the main like takeover abilities that you get, and then just the different other abilities that you get are also very good as well. Currently right now I'm using, I'll show you when we get in there, the takeovers we unlocked. I'm using the energy one. I'll show you when we get in there. I forget the name of it right offhand, but let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'll show you the build and then I'll show you the animations and all that stuff. You see you get shades of George Mikan, DeMarcus Cousins, and Wemby. You get kind of a cool architect name, a little bit of a catfishy name at the same time. It's a rim running putback eraser, but you also have that 78 3 ball and an 80 mid-range, so you can definitely shoot as well. So seeing that architect name, I think that's a really good name for a Giannis type of a build. Let me know down below. You can see over on the right hand side, strengths crashes the offensive glass, monster shot blocker, and explosive around the rim, just like Giannis. Weakness, doesn't use post moves effectively. Again, I'll show you here in just a second the cap breakers. I think we could fix that, put a little bit of post down there if that's something that you're interested in. So let's go ahead and check out the animations, the jump shot, all that good stuff. Alright, here we go. For those of you that are looking for the animations that I'm currently using on this build, you can see we're using the Sabonis pass style, and then again, I mentioned getting a lot of the Giannis and the Wembanyama dribble moves and different things like that. So very effective on this. Again, with that 65 ball handle and the 55 speed with ball, you get access to all of these that you see here. You can see the different scoring moves and everything like that. Just your basics there. That layup that I talked about, the layup style, the Bam Adebayo, the floater in that package is really, really good for big men, and you only need a 76 layup to get it. So we're going to definitely use that Bam floater. As far as the jump shot that I'm currently using, I'm using the go-to for big man, the goated jump shot itself, the Jonathan Isaac base with the Baluba and LaMarcus Aldridge uppers. And then as far as the blending, I'm going push, 3/4 speed, and then a 50-50 blend. You can see the grades over on the right-hand side. You got that nice, tall, 8+ release height. I like a nice smooth jump shot on my big speed. And then we got that A, defensive immunity. For the dunks, if you guys are interested in which dunks I'm using, it's the ones that are highlighted in purple here. We got the reverses, the pro contacts off of 1 or off of 2. Like I said, if you wanted to put your driving dunk up to 89 when you get some cap breakers, you could get the pro contact dunks off of 1. Otherwise, using the quick drops, reverses, standing dunks, we're using the rim pulls. And then when I get my 81 standing dunk upgraded all the way, we'll be able to get access to the pro standing big man dunks and then the athletic under basket dunks as well. Those are definitely going to help out. I think you need to have those pro standing bigs at a minimum on a big man. And then with these signature dunks, when I get the rest of these, upgraded. Like I said, when I get the standing dunk upgraded, we'll put the Giannis dunk package on there. I really feel like that was one of the best big man dunk packages in NBA 2K25, and I hear it's basically the same in NBA 2K26. For now, we're just rocking the LeBron James dunk style. He gets a lot of very nice dunks as well, very athletic, you know, for driving to the hoop and such. Alley-oops, you can see what we're running here. We get the contact alley-oops as well. So those are all the animations and the jump shots. As far as the cat breakers go, I did mention I said I had 2 cat breakers. I have 1 right now. I'm about to get my second one. Hitting the next rep level. We're just about to hit that. But here's what I was talking about with the layup. You can see if you wanted to use some cat breakers here, you can get an additional 14 on top of your driving layup, which would give you that 90 driving layup like we had in NBA 2K25, if that's something that you're looking for. The driving dunk, again, 1 cat breaker would give us the +2 to give us that 89 driving dunk, so that is another option. I'm going to put a cat breaker, at least 1 here, if not more. We can get up to a 92 on our close shot if we wanted to use some cat breakers there to help you get the not Paint Patroller, the Paint Prodigy moved up if you want to do something like that. But what I think I might do is down here in the post control, you can see you can get, what's that, 14, 17, you know, basically 20 extra on the post control, so we can move that all the way up to an 81, which I think would make this build really, really well rounded. Some other options if you want to put it on the pass accuracy. On the defensive side, you don't get much other than the steal, which getting it up to a 70 really doesn't do much for you. Otherwise, it's a lot of +1s. If you wanted to move that block up to a 96, or you wanted to put that offensive rebound up to a 96, again, have those options. A lot of different things out there. That's where the build currently sits right now. As far as the takeover goes, Hydration Hero is the one I was looking for. That gives you the attribute boost to your speed, agility, and strength, and basically gives you unlimited energy. On the defensive side, as a big man, you can lay on that turbo button and just cruise around the court if that's something that you're looking to do. And then for the build specialization, I did mention I'm using the finishing badge. Only been on this build for a couple of days, so obviously we have a long ways to go on that. But that is really going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Giannis Antetokounmpo build in NBA 2K26. I'm sure we'll give you guys some more gameplay and different things like that as we get this thing maxed out. We get some of our badges, the cat breakers, and all that good stuff. If you guys want to see the face creation, I'll leave that here for you as well. It's been your boy JD. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.